This week we have exciting Hedera staking developments. A major crypto influencer is Overweight HBAR. The HBAR Foundation is hitting on all cylinders, and interviews with Sayl, Inara, and HBAR.News. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Sayl is the world's first owner relationship management platform for Web3, and we have the co-founders here today to tell us how they're leveraging Hedera. Thanks for coming on, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon.
So, Garrett, can you tell us about Sayl and its work in the customer relationship management space?
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. So Sayl is an integrated cloud-based platform. It combines CRM and e-commerce in one single solution. Our platform today supports more than 300 businesses. They're active in retail, hospitality, airports, consumer brands, and we help them today to connect with their customers online and in store. Now, with the recent addition of Sayl Connect, we help those businesses also to connect with their customers in Web3, in the metaverse. So we can safely say, like you said it, we are the world's first owner relationship management platform, and let's say ORM in short, for Web3. And basically, ORM is the next generation of CRM, where the relationship between business and brands is fundamentally changing because of Web3. Customers are owners in Web3. They own NFTs, they own tokens, they own cryptocurrencies and digital assets. And since I spoke about a fundamental change, it really requires businesses to rethink their relationship with the customer. It's not anymore about pushing customers really to the next transaction, to the next purchase, but to forge meaningful relationships that creates value to both sides of the relationship. And I think in that sense, two things are important for a business to succeed in Web3 and where we with Sayl really comes in. And the first thing is time to market. Like digital managers of brands, they find in Sayl the tools they need to manage the full life cycle of a brand's NFT. And this without the need for any technical skills, for any security audit on smart contracts or something. Like the digital team, they can decide themselves to sell NFTs, to transfer NFTs to their loyal customers, to define perks and benefits for the NFT owners. And very importantly, in the relationship, they can track the activity of that NFT. They know when the NFT is being used, where the NFT is being used, how many times they are being used. That's the power of Sayl. And secondly, community. Like in Web3, the importance of community building is really not to be underestimated. And this is where we want to create peace of mind for digital managers to basically give them a solution and to give them, to allow them to piggyback on the future Sayl token, which will reward customers for any engagement they do towards brands. And so collecting these tokens for those customers, it will ultimately turn into exclusive rewards for the customer, for the token owners, which as a result will make sure that an interaction with a brand and an owner is not limited to a one-time interaction.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Those analytics, I'm sure, will be really important in the future. So, Benoit, how are you using the Hedera platform to enhance your business?
Yeah, so basically Hedera is our backbone for our Sayl Connect product. We fully rely on it to build all Web3 use cases. And we use all of it. We use the HTS, so the token service, to mint the NFTs, to transfer them, to power up our future marketplace. We also use a lot the consensus service. And we also use it to forge legal aspects regarding the perks. Like when you create an NFT and you link it to a certain advantage as a company, you will sell it for a certain price, and that price is tied to the advantage you give to the ownership of the NFT. And as a buyer, you want the advantage to be permanent, and you don't want the company to change its mind like 2 weeks after you've purchased the NFT.
Sure.
And say, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the advantage because of internal reasons whatsoever. So that's the reason why perks and advantages are written on the blockchain using the consensus service to really put a legal value and a permanent value of the perks on the blockchain, and the user is able to use it to make his NFT and his perk valuable, even in the case that the company refuses to execute it. So we really give also a legal value to the perks using the consensus service. We use it for traditional use cases like the marketplace, the bidding, and whatsoever. Hedera is our complete backbone, and we couldn't be more happy to have such a technology in our stack.
So, I mean, you kind of answered this next question somewhat, and either you guys can answer it, but you have some pretty big clients, including Procter & Gamble and L'Oreal. Are they going to be using the services that incorporate Hedera as well? And if so, when?
Yeah, it's a bit a tricky question, obviously, from a legal perspective, because as you know, when you deal with enterprises, you're mostly bound to NDAs on a number of projects. So it's difficult to say today a lot. We work already with the clients that you mentioned already for more than 2 years, mostly in the commerce aspect of our business and the customer part of our business in a number of innovative domains. Certainly, with the new addition of Sayl Connect and all the NFT capabilities that we offer to digital teams, we are sure that for the consumer brands that you mentioned, it will be an added value. With a number of clients, we are already actively piloting a number of projects, and these will come live like in the coming months. So it's not about like next year. So they will come live, and we're pretty excited for what's to come, actually.
Well, I'm certainly excited when I see names like that, and I hope you can get them on board for using your products that use Hedera. Thank you guys so much for coming. Is there anything else you'd like to pass on before we let you go?
I'd like to say a big thank you to the community. I've been in the crypto space for quite a while, and I must say that the Hedera community is pretty amazing, truly different from what I've seen so far. And it's a pleasure to be part of this big family.
Exactly.
Well, we're happy to have you as well. Garrett, anything from you?
Yeah, I'll second that, what Benoit has said. I love the support from everyone in the Hedera community, also from the HBAR Foundation. They're really supportive, also in terms of creating connections for our company. I think it's a great collaboration, and I really look forward to doing more projects and more business together.
Well, again, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right. Thank you. It was our pleasure.
The HBAR Foundation has established a $150 million crypto economy fund to help grow the HBAR economy. To do this, they're focusing on 4 areas: build, use, trade, and invest. The foundation wants to improve the tooling that Web3 founders need to build on Hedera, which includes oracles, indexing, node infrastructure, Web3 wallets, DAO tooling, and fiat on-ramps. They also want to increase HBAR and HTS token utility through integrations with new platforms and partners, such as USDC on Hedera, custodians, and hardware wallets. To improve trade, the goal is to advance both diversity and strength of markets built on Hedera, including centralized, decentralized, synthetic, security markets, as well as the associated infrastructure. Finally, to help investment, the foundation wants to prioritize Hedera composability that will enable DeFi utility, decentralized liquidity, yield generation, and interoperability. To this end, the foundation has allocated $60 million from the fund to fund DEX liquidity rewards. And this is what it's all about. Increasing the size, breadth, and complexity of the HBAR economy will bring true value back to the network and to the HBAR itself. The foundation is looking for feedback from the community and is also asking for milestone-driven and incentive-aligned grant requests to meet the above goals. The application link will be in the description. So micropayments are one of my favorite use cases on Hedera, and Inara is trying to use them to shake up the book industry. We have Glenn, the founder of Inara, here today to give us the rundown. Welcome, Glenn.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you. So, Glenn, can you just give us a quick rundown of what the Inara platform is?
Yes. So we're solving a two-sided problem, one for the reader and one for the author and the publisher. For the reader, it's all about discovery, right? We're in the hunt to discover the ebooks that'll make a difference in our lives, to educate us, to enlighten us, to inform us. But the bar is really high. You got to buy the book, or you have to subscribe to a service that may not have what you're looking for. So on the author's side, it's about earning a living, right? Because as a creator, you have to earn a living in your practicing your craft in order to continue to do it, right? So we're solving that problem, as well as getting authors and readers connected to directly in a way that just hasn't been possible with other channels. So we have a progressive web application. We have a platform. We've got authors and ebooks, and you just pick up any device that runs a browser and go to Inara, pick out an ebook, and just start turning the pages as you read. And every time you turn that page, a tiny little payment, a micro payment, goes from your digital wallet to the author or the publisher's wallet. So as you said, it's like, when you turn the page, the page turns, the author earns. And it's a different model altogether.
Yeah, it's really only possible with things like Hedera because, with the legacy systems, the credit cards, they charge, I think it's on average like 7 cents plus 1.3 or 1.6%. And it's that 7 cents that gets you into trouble. You can have something like a full book you can have for $5 or $10 or whatever, because you have a lot of room to play between that 7 cents and $5. But if you're doing it by the page, it's not possible. And the only way we've been able to monetize those things up until now has been through an advertisement model. And with the power of Hedera, things where you have the ability to have payments sent for 1/100th of a cent, you can allow true micropayments. And that also it's a big deal because it allows you to become the customer again. You're not the product as it is with a ad-based revenue. So I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Well, thank you. No, you nailed it, Brandon. I mean, that's a great part of our value proposition, to be able to, for authors to offer their ebooks in a way that allows the reader to come in and only pay for what they read, one page at a time. We literally break down the ebook file down to almost like to a micro level in terms of the text. That gives us an opportunity, thanks to Hedera and our partner Drop, our payment solution, to be able to attach those micro payments at that micro level and then deliver value as the reader reads.
Yeah, it's exciting. So what are some of the books that are available and what authors are you working with?
Yes, we're pretty heavily fiction weighted right now because that's the world we come from. That's the core of our domain. We have Vincent Zandri, who is a New York Times and USA Today bestselling author who won the International Thriller Writers Award and the Shamus Award, and we've got his Chase Baker series. So if you're a fan of Clive Cussler or Dan Brown books like the Da Vinci Code, you'll like Chase Baker. He's an archaeologist getting out there and having all sorts of adventures. Michael Prescott, his series, his Bonnie Parker series. Bonnie Parker, small town PI in Beach Town in New Jersey, also happens to be a professional assassin, so you kind of get the picture there. And J. Carson Black, again, New York Times, USA Today, and Amazon bestselling author, who managed to push the Hunger Games off Amazon's #1 with one of her books. We've got her Laura Cardinal series, which went to New York Times bestselling list. And so, but not all fiction. We've got Greg Schwem. He's a stand-up comic, corporate stand-up comic, does a lot of corporate gigs. So he wrote a book about that called, I love this, The Road to Success Goes Through the Salad Bar.
Well, it sounds like he has some really good talent already.
Yeah, we do. Because we have a history going back a long ways. We've got an extensive network of authors that we're tapping, and we're getting a lot of excitement generated.
So is Inara available now, and how can people get involved?
Yes, we are in closed beta testing right now. with our authors and readers, a select group that are giving us the feedback that we need to be able to bring the product to an even greater height, so to speak, and and figure out where the glitches are and the bugs. It's the standard testing process, and as soon as we complete that, which will be soon, and we work through that to bring the product to open beta. And once that public version becomes available, and that again, I'm looking probably later this spring. Could be soon, could be a little later. We'll see. That's the way this kind of thing goes. But we do encourage people right now to go to our website, Inara.world. That's INARA.world, and there's the opportunity there to sign up for the open beta. So we encourage people to sign up now, so to be sure to get early access when we do launch.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I hope we can get you back once you go a little bit further down your roadmap and you get some of your authors on as well. That would be great. Yeah.
I look forward to coming back and talking with you, Brandon, and giving you an update on what we're doing and the opportunity for readers and authors. So again, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Glenn.
Authors, you publish your ebook for sale, but it doesn't penetrate to readers. You give away your ebooks for free. You spend thousands on advertising just to get your ebook seen, but you still can't get enough readers to discover you and your book. Readers, you have to buy a book or subscribe to ebook services just to find out if a book is right for you, losing money and wasting your time. Now there's Inara. Turn the ebook page, and a tiny payment goes from the reader's digital wallet to the author's wallet. When the page turns, the author earns. With Inara, you get paid as the reader discovers you and your ebook and keep on writing. Readers easily discover the ebooks you most want to read. You only pay for what you read, one page at a time. Inara brings authors and new readers together. Join Inara today.
I've always been entertained by Bitboy, and you don't get a bigger influencer in the space. His team puts a lot of time into research, and their strategy is to keep their portfolio focused on the top 20 projects they have the most conviction in. The Bitboy team recently put out a video highlighting their top holdings. HBAR came in at number 14, well above where you would expect it based off its CoinMarketCap rank. His position also appeared to be overweight in his portfolio based on relative market caps. Bitboy has always been a fan of HBAR, and he puts his money where his mouth is. We want as many new influencers as we can get on the HBAR train, but we won't forget those that have been with us from the beginning. You can count me as part of the Bit Squad, and in case anyone was wondering, my crypto portfolio is 100% all in on HBAR. Hedera Forum started as a place to learn about the Hedera community. Today we get to hear from Peter, the founder of HBAR.News. Thanks for coming on, Peter.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, Peter, what drew you to Hedera? How did you get involved? And what's the path look like since?
Okay. So, excuse me, a little weird. I was big investor in stocks, and I made some money, and I was looking for a next stock to invest in. And I found HBAR by accident, Hedera, and I was reading about it. I got fascinated, and I was like, wow, this could be huge. So I ended up selling all my stocks, like everything I owned, and went all into HBAR. And then when I went in all into HBAR, I got involved with the Telegram community, the chats, and I was talking to people, and I was like, the one thing I was hearing was, everybody's complaining, the marketing, if people only knew. So I took that as, well, that's not Hedera's job. Really, I was like, that's our job, the community. So that's pretty much how I got involved. I really just started hyping HBAR every chance I got, posting things, getting people I know to tweet about it. And I guess that gave me a little bit of credibility in the community. And people were like, oh, wow, you had so-and-so tweet about HBAR. Can you do this? Can you do that? So I started helping some projects. And I guess now here I am to stay with HBAR.
Yeah, well, we actually took pretty similar paths. I kind of went down the same thing as starting off as an investor and then becoming an evangelist. And it's been fun. It's been fun. But yeah, similar paths. That's funny. So you started a Hedera-focused news site, HBAR.News. So what are your plans for the site?
So I actually have a lot of plans for the site. I need more writers for content, but I have about 3 people that are writing right now, and I'm paying them. Oh, it's small right now. There's some HBAR out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
But just because I don't want people, contributing for free. But I have big plans. I have AdDAX implemented on the site right now to add to Hedera transactions. I've had talks with Shane from Drop. So we might do in the future some like pay-per-view articles, micropayments for premium articles. We have an Android app, which could use some improvement. So I'm going to improve the Android app, and I have somebody working right now to make an Apple app for iPhones. And it's really, the plans are just grow HBAR News, make it the go-to site for all Hedera related news and information in I don't want to say a print format, but in a digital format that's not video. And just so we could show up everywhere on Google News, on search. So when people are researching Hedera, they find the information readily available, and we have everything there. So yeah, the plans is just to grow it to be that go-to site for news about HBAR and Hedera. And we're on a pretty good path right now as a relatively new site. We're getting about 100,000 unique visitors a month, which I'm shocked because I didn't expect it at all. I think the first week I had like 100 people a week, and I was like, oh, some people from the community are reading it. Then all of a sudden, like, it just skyrocketed. So I'm hoping to keep that momentum going and just grow it as far as I can to help the Hedera community. That's all what it's about. It's not about making money. It's not about anything else but growing the Hedera community.
Well, good stuff. So, I mean, we're all pulling in the same direction. It sounds like you need some writers. If there's any writers out there that can create some good content for Peter, make sure you get in touch. Peter, we appreciate all your efforts, and we're looking forward to HBAR.News growing with the ecosystem. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This past week, we held an entertaining roundtable on the Sustainable Impact Fund, as well as a flash update to talk about the implications around having a staking account from which staking rewards are paid that anyone can send HBAR to. Next week, we have the exchange Uphold that not only offers HBAR and cryptocurrencies, but stocks, precious metals, and national currencies. And we're also going to get Elaine back from the HBAR Foundation to run us through the Crypto Economy Fund. So if you have any questions, try to get them to me before Monday. And back to the Ultimate Crypto Championship, Hedera beat out Polkadot in the Elite 8 and Algorand in the Final 4 to make it to the final against Elrond, which is still ongoing, so go to their site at ultimatecrypto.fun or directly to Twitter at ultimatecrypto7 and vote for Hedera. Since we made such a big deal over what Lehman said about staking, I thought it would be best to grab the clip from the town hall so you could hear it for yourself.
So we've said that we would be doing staking in quarter 2, which would make you think that there'd be a HIP about it around about now. Yes. Last week, I published the HIP for HIP 406, and this is for staking. So this is the proposal of how to do staking, and it ends up being extremely easy for a user. It ends up not freezing your HBARs. There is no bonding and slashing for you. You just say, I want my account to be staked to a particular node, and if that node is running, you get rewarded. But HIP 406, you can read through it, and then at the other link that'll be coming out in just a moment, you can comment on it and discuss it. But the idea is that your coins aren't frozen. You just say, I want this to be sent over to be at stake to that node, and then you get rewarded for it. You get rewarded once a day. You get rewarded whenever your balance changes or whenever you change your staking, and you earn it once a day, and you give your weight to that node. That node has more weight in consensus, and you are rewarded for having helped secure the network in that way. Now, you're rewarded from account 800. Account 800 has nothing in it. Where are the rewards going to come from? Well, they can come from transactions. So a fraction of each transaction will go into 800, but they can also come from you. Anyone who wants to could give a grant to account 800. You can donate some HBARs to account 800, and they'll be used for staking. So the staking rewards will come from 800. The amount that will be rewarded, the rate at which it rewards, the emission rate, will be decided by the council, but it depends on people granting to 800. So we will see how that works out. There'll be more details, I'm sure, coming on that. If you're inclined to help get this started and send some to 800, you can do that. But also, it will be funded from TPS. And as TPS goes up over time, more and more funds will come from that. But I'm extremely excited. We've been looking forward to staking for a very long time. And now we have the HIP, and we are on track to implement staking.
Before we get into the market commentary, I wanted to point something out that many of you might already know, but I just realized it so some of you may not. The standard Apple Stocks app now lists HBAR for easy access to both Hedera news and the HBAR price. We had a decent week with HBAR bouncing around just under 25 cents at the time of recording, up about 9% for the week. There was an impressive high-volume spike on Tuesday. The bids that pushed the price up appear to have initiated on the Binance HBAR Tether trading pair, which saw the highest spike, and as expected, a long upper wick resulted as arbitrage bots likely pulled the price back. Arbitrage bots are put in place by competing exchanges to keep the price generally in line. For example, if the price on a given trading pair spikes on Binance, a couple of Bittrex arbitrage bots will simultaneously buy on Bittrex and sell on Binance until the price is once again in line. I certainly don't know the motivations of the buyers that caused the spike, but it happened around the time of the Crypto Economy Fund announcement by the HBAR Foundation, so that might have had something to do with it. Looking at the chart, at one point we had given back all the gains, but HBAR doesn't trade in a vacuum, so we need to look at the crypto benchmark, Bitcoin, to put the move in context and get the full picture. After the initial spike, we settled out at about 25.8 cents, and over the next couple days we moved generally sideways between 25 and 26 cents, which nearly matched the Bitcoin price action that was sideways to slightly down. We finally gave up the nominal gains on Thursday, but this was caused by a drop in Bitcoin. HBAR is generally more volatile than Bitcoin, so the moves are more exacerbated, but the general direction of HBAR has been in line with the market following the spike, and I haven't seen any moves that looked out of place. Based off the action this past week, our call for resistance at 26 cents was generally respected. As far as the downside goes, the trend line that I pointed out last week also held like a drum, so that's what I'm going with for support, which is at about 24 cents at the time of recording. With what's being built, staking coming in the near future, and the work both Hedera and the HBAR Foundation are doing, as long as the crypto market cooperates, the next couple quarters could be very interesting. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and comment if you appreciated the update.